Y'all, are we really getting blessed to see Matt again? Hey, Matt, it's the Sportz Nuts. Let's get it.
Let's go.
The Sportz Nuts are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nuts.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another great episode of the Sportz Nuts. We are so honored that you are joining us again and listen to us talk all things sports. Hey, real quick, let's give a special shout out to everybody listening on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, 93.3 KJR in Seattle, and the other 8 radio stations we air on across the lower 48, Alaska, and Hawaii. And also, a big thank you and shout out goes out to the now 45 countries we air worldwide. That means a lot to us. We hope you guys are actually as excited about tonight's show as we are. But oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this man is back after a well-deserved trip to watch one of the most amazing scenes in sports. It is the NFL draft. Ben Willis, man. Happy Monday, sir. How are you doing, and how was your trip, man? Oh, you're muted.
It was fantastic. Just to keep it short, I got to do all the festivities. If you have the NFL One Pass app, you can just walk right in. I mean, you can just walk right in and enjoy all the festivities. They had the Vince Lombardi Trophy. They had autograph signings, 40-yard dash, all the fun stuff. It was a blast, man. Got to stand about probably 4 rows back behind Nick Saban and Marcus Freeman and all them they were talking pre-draft. So I was right there in the midst of it. So it was fantastic, man.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's actually like a bucket. Real quick, let everybody also know we will be at the 2027 draft in DC. You will see all of us there. We're going to be working feverishly to make sure we have the best seats in the house. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he has returned. The one who is here at least has helped start the show. Dare we say he joins us every episode? No. But we were just teasing. Matt, man, happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed the results of the draft. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Hey, man, it's good to be back with the crew, man. Watch the draft, man. I had a lot of interesting picks about some teams. Some teams went in some directions that we didn't think they were, but some teams had players stolen right from under their nose. So hey, man, it's very interesting to say the least, man. I'm just happy that I was able to experience it. I'm kind of just focusing on it this weekend.
Oh, yeah, yes. And we're definitely going to mention that too. But hey, real quick, as you guys see, Shane's not here. I don't know if he's joining us. We haven't heard from him, but there is a little bit of a situation going on with his sister. She is in the hospital. She might be, I think she's supposed to have surgery from what I understand. So our thoughts and prayers go out to him indeed. We have a really good up show, but I want to give an update about me. I am getting better each and every day. Now I can walk almost without an entire limp. I still have a small one, but it has significantly lessened than it has been before. I still hate PT. It still kicks my backside, but I'm trying to return to some sense of normalcy. I actually told Matt that my doctor called in a medication to help. So one problem with total knee replacements, you have these godly, horrible spasms in the knee, and it feels like electrical impulses at instant, and it hurts. I mean, it's so intense. I shoot up out of bed that fast. It can be that intense. So they just gave me some medicine, but yes, I'm getting better every day. So thank you guys for all the kind things. So y'all, we have such an exciting episode. It is thought engaging, and it is a dynamic episode lined up for you. Now we hope you have shared the links with everyone, as we have too. They can participate, interact with us, and plus we love having them support us in our cause. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers before the end, before July the 4th. We are going to be talking, we're going to recap the NFL draft. There is now 257 new professional football athletes. We recap the entire NFL draft and sort of get you ready for the season. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Round 2 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs is on the verge of starting. It's going to be a dogfight for a few teams. A couple of teams have already been, one team has already been eliminated. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Huge shout out to now, actually, you know what? Let me rephrase this. Have you visited Greenville, South Carolina as of late? More specifically, a little university called North Greenville University. If not, you're going to want to, and we'll talk about that why in just a few minutes. And our good friend John, he is back from the PitcbGrid pod. Yes, he's going to join us, talk to us about the world of MLS, NWSL, World Cup news, Premier League, and a whole lot more. Soccer Talk with John is on. We're excited to have him. Then we have, now I coined this new, this segment. It's not new, but it's called the sports story segment, where we all give you a sports story. So I will have a sports story. Matt, somebody's screaming. Matt's going to have a sports story, and Ben will also have a sports story. And then we now have an actual introduction. Our honorable mentions, where we give you 2 to 5 sports stories that the mainstream media doesn't cover enough of, or they just don't cover, but we do. You know why? Because it's literally in our DNA that we are the Sports Nuts, where we are nuts about sports and we cover them. We have that and a whole lot more, and plus we have you, the most interactive fans ever. All right, let's dive into it. What an amazing weekend for 257 now professional football players, plus the undrafted versions as well. We saw the 2026 NFL draft, which was in Pittsburgh. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Come and go. Saw some really good storylines. Saw some amazing choices be selected for the future teams. For their future teams. Good grief, Brandon. We're having a hard time talking. There was also the others, the parts that we don't see or hear about. What am I talking about? Those who said that this draft was a bust, the naysayers, you know who you are. Hush. The numbers don't do it justice. The NFL draft largely was a success, and we won't know the final impact of economic numbers for a few more weeks, which we will share with you when we get them. But what was everyone's thoughts about and how the draft went for a lot of teams? Ben, I know you're a big Alabama fan. You guys got to see some pretty big names get selected. Matt, our team finally, I think they did pretty good. I give them an A-. They could have always had room for improvement, but this draft was a pretty good draft. I'm going to start with you, Matt. Who do you think won this draft as a whole?
Well, first of all, man, you can't give an A+ to a team and then even have a first round draft pick, even though if it's your team or not, man. So I think the Falcons did have a solid draft. I would give them a B, but again, since they didn't have a first round draft pick, I just can't give them an A, man. Unfortunately, I don't know, man. I think the Commanders. I like what they did, man. They were able to get Sonny Styles at 7. I'm shocked the Giants let him fall past them.
I know, right?
Giants had the 5th pick, and they picked up Arbel Reese, which I get 100%. Arbel Reese had a great season. He was projected to go top 3. I'm kind of shocked, but not shocked that the Cardinals will spend the 3rd pick on Jeremiah Love when they had just signed Tyler Algier to a crazy, not crazy contract, but a contract, and then a couple years before that they signed James Conner to a big deal too, man. So. Unless he comes out the gate like Bijan Robinson, man, he better really be something, man. I just didn't get that it factor from Jeremiah Love, man. Just watching him in college, he was good. He's good, but I didn't get that Saquon Barkley, Todd Gurley type of that you get from he's going to be the one. I just didn't get that. So, but I think a lot of teams did good, man. I like that tackle that the Browns got out of Utah, ninth pick in the draft.
Spencer Banu.
I like him. I like him, man. Like I said, I think this will ever be funny. The whole Steelers on the phone. You know,
that was the best.
Steelers on the phone with Mekhi Lemon, and then the Eagles move up and get him. So who had that pick prior to the Eagles? They had to really hate the Steelers.
Dallas,
of course.
But here's the crazy thing: they traded to get up, and then they traded what they got back. It was literally they were going just to say, you know what, we're going to do whatever we can to ruin this Pittsburgh Steelers draft.
Yes. But the number one, the best part of the draft, of the entire draft, goes to Mark Ingram and Mark Ingram and his son.
Oh yes. I died laughing when he came on and he goes, we got something to share, and he lists the sons and he goes, Steelers still suck. I loved it. I was rolling when it happened. And, no, what was really good too is when they did the international selection, and that girl from Germany or whatever she was comes in at the end and says, Pittsburgh, I'll keep this short just like your postseason life. I was like, yes, that was what's up. I died laughing. That was perfect.
Hey man, if you're gonna host them, then you know that you're gonna if you're gonna host a draft, then you know your team's gonna get talked about. That's just how
it's just a given. It's a given. You have to, you know.
For example, whenever the Falcons, if they ever hold a draft, whenever the Saints pick, you know they're gonna they're gonna
trash.
Always. So it is what it is, man. But no, a lot of very solid draft. Great
defensive draft. That's for darn sure.
Definitely a great defensive draft. I like what Kansas City did. They picked up Peter Woods, the tackle from Clemson, late in the first round. A very underrated pick, though, I think, is that Casey Concepcion pick from the Browns. They got him, I think, at 24.
He felt pretty. Now he came into the second round, I believe.
Yeah,
it was late. Yeah, that's a weird selection too. That was so late.
I was also shocked that Caleb Downs dropped to 11 to Dallas. I thought Caleb Downs was a top 5 pick all throughout the year. I'm shocked he actually fell. All teams that drafted prior to Caleb Downs could have used Caleb Downs. So
even Caleb Downs could have used Caleb Downs.
Exactly, man. I for sure thought he was going to go to the Saints. But they picked up Jordan Tyson, which was not a bad pick.
I hate that we got to face him now for the next 5-10.
You know how it is, man. The Saints always get a receiver that they have. Who was that first receiver that they had a few years back? Older guy, Marcus Colston.
Marquise Colston from Hofstra, yep.
Then we had to deal with Michael Thomas. Yep. Then we had to deal with Chris Olave. So now it's going to be Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson, by talent alone, best receiver in the draft. Injuries. He injured every year in his college collegiate career. So.
What are your thoughts about Avion Terrell playing with his brother, the first brother tandem in the NFL, and I think ever?
First, I'm shocked he slipped to the second round. I thought he was at least a late first round pick, but a lot of corner. He was the second corner off the board, right?
He was, yes.
So that's just tells you, man. Every year it's going to be a position that just goes off the board late.
It was a lot. I mean, I was rather glued to the TV. I was like, this is a really good defensive mind. But what was really crazy too, Ben, and you got to experience this firsthand. It was like literally after the 6th pick, it's just like everybody said, all right, we're going to have a free for all and literally get every defense and offensive lineman imaginable. I mean, it was like lineman after lineman after lineman after lineman. I'm like, good grief. And Cassie goes, that's a lot of like offensive, defensive linemen they're getting. I'm like, yeah, they were like, this is absolutely a jam-packed draft on that one. But man, you got the chance to experience this firsthand. It was a lot of fun. I guarantee it. But what were your overall thoughts on the draft? Who do you think, in your eyes, Ben, won this draft? And bias can be added.
I always think it's hard to say who won the draft until after they already play the games on the field. And I'm a firm believer that you got to give a rookie class at least I would say 2-3 years before you really can evaluate them. Sometimes it takes players longer to develop. Some players are instant impact, but then you see them fizzle out. I mean, that's why I say you got to give them 2 or 3 years. But at least on the surface, I don't think there's any clear-cut winner. But if I had to pick one, I'd actually probably say Kansas City. I think them getting Mansour Delane at number 6. I'm not sure they needed to trade up to get him, but
I thought the same
I
thing, man. I literally thought the
love,
same thing.
love Mansour Delane.
He would have been there at
Love that
9.
pick.
He really would have been there at 9.
And I love that R. Mason Thomas pick, man. Peter Woods, I'm a little iffy on, but I love R. Mason Thomas. I mean, they beefed up that defense. I know Coach Spags is like, I mean, he's licking his chops. He can't wait to coach this defense, man.
One of the coolest stories, and this is you're going to really enjoy hearing this too, Matt. For the first time ever in the history of the NFL draft, not 1 but 2 Navy players were drafted, and one of the players that got drafted, he got to walk on to the stage to receive his oh my God, the card that they called it, and then to get his jersey. It was such a cool moment. But how about the fact that this is the second time ever in the history of the NFL. Sorry, my daughter asked me to wave at me and blowing kisses. That you see a Navy player get drafted. It's pretty cool, And I'm going to sit here and say this too, guys. I think the Jets, they racked up good. I mean, what was it?
I didn't love their first pick, man. I think David Bailey's a bust. Calling it now.
There's a lot of people who are saying this draft in general.
I would have went with Sonny Styles there. I probably would, if they were doing one of a linebacker. I probably would have went with Sonny Styles there.
They should have gone Arvell Reese.
Or you couldn't go. It's like the Jets. You can't go wrong at number 2. You couldn't go wrong. It's like the Jets
do everything wrong.
It's like the Jets went wrong. So it's like,
no, I loved their second 2 first-round picks, or their second and third first-round picks. Loved them. I did not like David Bailey, but you never know until they play.
And the videos, the videos out there, people reacting. This is what you get the chance to see every time the NFL draft is on. You have those people who think they know what's best for their team, and then, I mean, prime example, folks. If you don't remember this, there's this video on there. This guy goes, "This is exactly why the Kansas City Chiefs will never win a Super Bowl in my lifetime," when they selected Patrick Mahomes. And then there was the Bills fans that when they found out that Josh Allen was coming, they were so mad. I don't even know who they wanted, but it was a guy who didn't even play in the league anymore. That's who they wanted for that position. I'm like, it just cracks me up on this.
Never forget the Porzingis draft.
Yes.
Yeah. Porzingis, dingus.
But there were so many big names that were put up there. And, I was texting our good friend Jerry during the show. Shout out to Jerry White. He has already commented on here and called us the fellas. Matt, by the way, Jerry said he wants to have your Venmo because he needs to pay you to have on every time he comes on because you're so good at missing out on times when you're not on with him.
Man, it's crazy, man. Some things just crazy. Yeah,
I was dying laughing, but there was a lot of good names, a lot of feel good stories, a lot of them. Did you? And so, Matt, I asked this to Shane after we did the first round the next day we came on. Did you happen to catch the most awkward interview ever with Laura Rutledge?
No, what happened?
She interviewed. I don't even remember what pick it was, but she interviewed him, and she goes, "What is going through your mind that you got selected?" I don't know. I just be bad play. And this is Laura Rutledge. She goes, "Congratulations, good luck." She couldn't even ask any more questions. She was like, "This is the most awkward interview I have ever." Ben, who was it? Do you remember? He had the sunglasses on. What pick was it? It was the weirdest. He had the dress. It was the weirdest interview. Do you remember it?
No, maybe Ruben Bain.
No, that was a weird pick too. But I'm trying. Dadgummit. If you are watching it, listening to this right now, let us know in the comment in the stream. What was that awkward interview? Who was the player that she interviewed? Because he wears glasses, he had dreads, pulled in the ponytail. No, it was not Jeremiah Love. It was a defensive player. I think he went to the Eagles. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But also, did you guys see this is a perfect stab. This is from an Atlanta Falcons fan. Matt, you're gonna laugh when you see this. Let me get to the camera. That is that's the best.
Oh my gosh. Oh, also, man, shout out to Keelan Rutledge, man, the offensive lineman for Georgia Tech. He went in the first round to the Texans.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Malik
Yeah.
Rutledge. I'm thinking. Sorry.
He was one of those guys I was looking out for. I'm like, he may go first round. Yeah.
I mean,
well,
think about it.
did you see Malik Rutledge was playing for the Atlanta Falcons? He signed an
Yeah.
undrafted rookie free agent contract.
I mean,
It's it is Lawrence. That's who that interview was, Matt.
Oh, Lawrence. Malachi Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah, hey man, if you're anybody on the offensive line at Georgia Tech, he deserved to go in the first round. That's how the offense they play. So hey, there you go. Did Haynes Kings get drafted?
Nope. He is an undrafted. He was an
Haynes
undrafted.
King
free
got
agent.
undrafted. He signed.
He was undrafted. He signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No, I think it was the Jets. Actually,
No.
he signed with somebody that they do need help at quarterback.
Who? What about Brent?
Yes, Nussmeier.
Yeah.
He was in the 7th round.
So he ended up drafted.
Carolina. He went to
Yeah,
Carolina.
Carolina.
Oh, he went to Carolina.
Did you guys feel good story though? He's an undrafted free agent. He's signed with Atlanta. He was out of University of Wisconsin. I think it was Whitewater, I believe. The quarterback. He has Strand. He has his story is something you want. And Nussmeier went to Kansas City.
He got drafted. I thought he would be drafted in the 3rd.
I did too.
Me too. I mean, honestly,
he got drafted in what, like 7th, I think.
Yeah, 6th or 7th round. It was weird. The fact that he fell that low.
Exactly. When you look at arm talent, man, he must have bombed his interviews.
But what do you think about the Steelers getting Drew Aller? People are so mad that Drew Aller is staying in the state of Pennsylvania. Like, dude, he's a dang good quarterback. I think he was really good, but
He was reluctant to put that Steelers hat on too.
He was. Did you see that too? He was like
a Browns fan.
Yeah.
They even named his dog. I think they named his dog. I think like DAWG. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
yeah, they're.
What do you think about
Diago
Pavina? Whatever.
He went undrafted.
He is the first Heisman Trophy winner to ever go undrafted.
That was his fault.
That's what you call karma, man.
That was his fault.
That was his fault. Yep.
Because he told teams that he doesn't see himself as a backup. He's coming in as a starter,
no matter what.
But it also doesn't help that he's like 4'8". So
that'll do it too.
That is true. That is true. He reminds me a lot of is Johnny Manziel. He reminds me a lot. Yeah. The attitude, the behavior, heck, even the size.
Well, him and Johnny are like tight, apparently.
Yeah, they have. Well, he has a good arm, but again, off-field antics are not going to help you. He's going to try and compete with the likes of Lamar Jackson. You're not going to win that starting position. I guarantee you're not.
Did he get signed to a team?
Yeah, he signed undrafted. He signed an undrafted free agent contract with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
So, but yes, good draft. What did you guys think about the draft? Let us know in the comments. All right, let's go to the next topic. Round 2 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Man, this was the first round this past weekend. It was pretty good. It's going to be a dogfight for a few more teams. We already know one team has been actually 2 teams have been officially kicked out of the postseason. The first one belonged to the Ottawa Senators. They got swept by the Carolina Panthers, rightfully so. Ottawa they're just bad.
Like I said,
Ottawa's bad. And then shout out to the LA Kings. They had a legend that he was part of the team. Unfortunately, his time has come to an end after 22 great years. The LA Kings got swept out of the playoffs. That's 2. We're on the verge of seeing Pittsburgh most likely gets knocked out of the playoffs tonight against Philadelphia.
They're
fighting tooth and nail right now. But then, Atlanta, excuse me, I was about to say Atlanta. Dadgummit, Brandon. But then, you'd also look at the fact that tonight is who goes up 3-1 between Utah and the Golden Knights. Personally, I think Utah has got Vegas right where they want them. I think Utah could win it in 6. And then we saw Hagel win the game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm having a hard time talking today. Tampa Bay Lightning, and the series is now 2-2 going back up the road, I guess. Yeah. So I don't particularly represent, I'm not going to represent Montreal, but shout out to the fans. By the way, the Montreal Canadiens, they have I didn't know this. They have the largest arena in all of NHL. They hold 28,000 people. And that's not including the suites and the super suites and whatnot. it can easily eclipse 35,000. That's insane. That's a lot of people. But also you're paying an arm and a leg and a foot and a mouth and whatever else in between with Montreal's government. But Ben, you're a Carolina guy. I know you're also Florida Panthers. Your team's not in there, thankfully. That's just my thoughts. But there's a lot of good hockey left. What are your overall impressions so far of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a basketball guy myself, but I have tuned into a little bit of hockey, more so than I usually do this year. I've definitely been pretty impressed with, I mean, we got to start with Colorado, man. I know everybody, nobody wants to talk about them because they're the presumed favorite to win it all. Like, why are we sitting here talking about it? But guys, they Colorado outscored their first round opponent this playoffs by combined in 4 games. They swept them. They outscored them a combined 13-4.
That's bad.
That's unreal, man. I mean, I don't care who you are. Like, if Colorado keeps that up, there ain't nobody going to be even touching them. I mean, and so, to answer your question, I think it's been great, but, I think everybody's just fighting for second place right now. I mean, unless the only team that can beat Colorado is Colorado. And that's the honest truth.
I mean, there's a lot of other opportunities out there. Matt, who do you think is the dark horse? Who do you think is going to be the Cinderella in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Ooh, as far as the Cinderella goes, man, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a dark horse. I think everything's going to be kind of straightforward. I mean, the East feels really brutal. I mean, you got the Panthers, Rangers, Hurricanes. I mean, it just feels like a war. That bracket feels like a war zone, man. But the West, I think the West has more chaos. The West feels more open. Even though you got, Colorado, you got Dallas, I mean, it's I don't know, man. I don't have a dark horse, man. But one thing I do know, man, is like, hey, goaltending is still king. Goaltending is still king, man.
Yep.
A hot goalie changes everything. So look, man, whoever can stop somebody, I think those are the ones that are gonna, that are gonna, proceed to the next level. I think some series, from what I'm seeing, just haven't had enough upsets yet. But also, to be frank, and I'm shocked you haven't mentioned it yet, man. I don't know. This is one of the first times that I've actually paid attention to all these hockey games going on. I'm seeing a lot of inconsistent officiating complaints, man.
Yes.
So,
boy, I was so glad you mentioned it. You took the words right out of my mouth, especially with what happened with Anaheim and Edmonton last night.
Yeah.
Did you see that, man? That puck.
Inconsistent refereeing seems to be an issue with a lot of sports right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
that puck really did cross the line. It should have been a goal, 100%. Yeah, that was Matt. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Dadgum, you took the right out of the words out of mouth on that one. That's true. The fishing has been very inconsistent. And Ben just said too, the officiating in general with baseball, with basketball. Now we don't know if we're going to even have the regular NFL referees.
Also, I'm going to tell you right now, the refs in baseball this year are the worst I've ever seen.
Yes.
I'm not even close. Some of these balls are being called balls. Brother, it's like, it's dead center. And same thing, they be calling strikes when it's like 5 feet outside the strike zone.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm like, dude, that's a ball.
Exactly, man.
Listen, man, if the catcher has to do like this to get the ball, that's a ball.
Exactly. And make sure you check out the new short from the Sportz Nutz guys. We actually kind of harp on the officiating in the MLB. So
yes, it's with our guy Tony Gladstone. I just posted it up today. We will post it for you all to watch. But it's talking about the ABS with the automatic balls and strike system going on with CB Buckner. Definitely tune in. It's gonna be it's pretty good short to watch on there. But Ben, Ben, I'm gonna go right back to you on this with the Stanley Cup playoffs. We are. Tonight we have tomorrow night we have a chance to see the Anaheim Ducks eliminate the Edmonton Oilers, who've been in the Stanley Cup Finals like 2 years in a row, just like you had it with the Florida Panthers. That's going to be a big upset. But then also tomorrow night's probably Boston's last game of their season. They're down 3-1 to Buffalo, which, by the way, y'all, Buffalo is doing things. truth be told, I'm kind of a little scared of them because of how good they are. I mean, God, man, they definitely are turning heads the right way. But then, the Dallas Minnesota game, the matchup, that's been really good. It is tied 2-2. I feel like it's been like overtime or coming down to the wire for both as of late. It's been a fantastic series. I do think, honestly, guys, tonight, here's what I think. I think the Philadelphia Flyers, I think they beat Pittsburgh. I really do. And rightfully so. Pittsburgh looks like they're lost. They look like they're a lost puppy. They have no idea what they're doing. It's going to be
Pittsburgh's up 2-1 right now.
Yep, they just scored. So it's going to be fun. So if you guys tune in, make sure you guys watch some great hockey. All right, so this one I'm really excited to. Have you guys had the privilege yet of visiting Greenville, South Carolina? Matt has, Ben has, but there is something that's going on special up the road from here. It's like literally just outside of Furman area. It's North Greenville University and their baseball program. They just won their 6th straight regular season conference title. They are nationally ranked, and they are poised to actually win the College World Series again, like they did in 2022. In fact, this baseball season as a whole for college has been one to remember. Lots of great upsets, quality wins. So I'm going to go right away with you, Matt. What is your favorite part of this college baseball season so far? And by the way, can you also believe we're coming to an end of college baseball regular season? That's sad to say that too, but your school has been involved in quite a bit of the upset. So what do you overall with this baseball season?
Oh, as far as college baseball goes, man, I think it's been it's been a solid season. It's been a solid season. I don't think that there is a clear-cut best team.
Nope.
But I think the parity is great. I think the parity is great right now for the sport. That just shows that the actual sport is getting talent spread even throughout the whole league. So, I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's interesting, man. But it's also interesting to know that a lot of these players are gonna be drafted and down in the minors, doing their thing next year. But as an overabundance of the top players will pretty much be gone. But I don't know, man. It was a solid league year, really good year. Like I said, great parity, a lot of upsets, like you mentioned, Brandon. Any given team can lose on any night, man. It's baseball, man. If the bats are flowing, then then you're probably gonna win. But real interesting year, man. Interesting year.
Oh yeah, and it's been a lot of fun watching college, and I can't say that often because we don't get a lot of chances to see a lot of good college baseball. But Ben, we're seeing amazing stuff going on in baseball. But you've had the privilege of coming down to Greenville. North Greenville is a small school, but they're doing mighty things. But there's also this conversation that's been kind of chirping: is North Greenville going to move up to Division I level? The short answer is yes, it's going to happen. They've already confirmed it will happen. They just don't know. They haven't given a specific timeline. But what are your overall thoughts on this college baseball season as a whole, Ben?
Well, I mean, it's been great. I think UCLA. Obviously UCLA. I'm not so sure that I agree with Matt saying there's not a clear favorite. I think UCLA is the clear favorite. I mean, I guess you could maybe argue North Carolina. But I don't know. I think it's UCLA's to lose. I mean, you've also had some feel good stories like, Tanner Mowley from, Western Michigan leading the NCAA in batting average, batting almost, .500, which is, I mean, I don't care what league it is. That's ridiculous, man. I don't care whether it's playing in Division III.
Did you say .500? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Look up Tanner Mowley, man. He's batting .483.
Insane. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So it's been a great season from the top dogs like UCLA to the lesser known guys like Tanner Mowley, who really shouldn't be lesser known.
Oh yeah, and you guys know this is something that you don't ever hear from me often, but shout out to South Carolina men's baseball too for what they have been able to pull up some pretty good upsets. as of late. I mean, I'm overall pretty proud of what has transpired with college baseball. You're getting more and more recognition, more coverage, and obviously we're coming to the end of the regular season. Shout out to those who have already punched their tickets to the postseason. They have to go through their conference tournament, whatnot. And also, real quick, before we bring our guest on, I want to let everybody know this is going to be the last few weeks for the University of Hawaii playing in the Big West for baseball. Thank God. We're about to see them make the transition, as you know, to the Mountain West Conference. So we're going to see a lot more movement going on. But there's so many good teams. Shout out to Duke for winning the ACC regular season title. That was also just clinched by them. I mean, God, there's so many amazing storylines. I mean, we don't have enough time to talk about it. All right, guys, he is back. Yes, guess who's back again? Our guy, John, from the PitcbGrid is back. He is going to talk to us about the world of MLS soccer, anything with National Women's Soccer League, World Cup news, Premier League, whatever. John's got some pretty good stories to share with you guys, and I'm really excited to bring him on. And, guys, when I tell you, John and I, we communicate regularly, him and our good friend Tim. You guys are definitely going to want to hear the stories. John, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, Brandon. Thank you so much for having me on once again. Hey, Matt.
Good, man. Look at this. You get Matt finally. Like, dadgum. You're winning the lottery with Matt,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had it last week, so.
He is avoiding us like he is avoiding the plague, this kind of thing. So, John, we saw the news.
I had last week.
Hey, John. See, what Brandon doesn't understand is I'm kind of like how you were recently, John. I'm expecting. Like I had one on the way. So, man, got to deal with that.
Doesn't give an excuse. Got to deal with that. So, John, we saw the news come out that Arthur Blank, he has said that in late summer or right at close to fall, they will announce the team name for the Atlanta National Women's Soccer League franchise, also the colors. And he said you're going to enjoy them as they pay homage to Atlanta with its rich sports history. But we also got the news last week that Columbus as well is going to be announcing the team name. They're going to be the 18th team in National Women's Soccer League. How excited are you to hear that these two franchises are close to making their debuts already? And we just cracked the scene with them. John, we'll be back in just a minute. His internet is not the best. So anyways, as we were talking about, Matt, let's go to you on this with this, Ben, with regards to college baseball. You just heard Matt say that he doesn't think there's a clear favorite. You say that UCLA. I'm going to go one step further, though. You mentioned it, Ben. North Carolina. Why not? Why not North Carolina? They're doing pretty special things there. Ouch. Pretty special things in there. But who do you think, John, goodness, I need a brain fart here. Who do you think should be good for who's going to be like the Cinderella? Let's put it that way. Who's going to be the Cinderella?
You asking me?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if I would call them a Cinderella, but one team I would also consider to be a championship level team would be Georgia Tech. Matt Thomas is GT, baby. I got a shout out to Matt, on that one. That Jaron, and I hope I'm saying his name right, but Jaron Advincula, I think is how you say his name. Matt probably knows how to say it, but
we just call him Jaron A.
Jaron A. All right. Yeah, led by Jaron A. That's Georgia Tech would probably be a team I would look out for. But I think you also got to look at I think you got to think about Texas. Ole Miss even. Those are a couple of the teams I would look at down the board in terms of dark horse, so to say. West Virginia maybe. So.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to our good friend Amanda Ross Mazey for the West Virginia shout out there. John, are you with us? Nope. All right. So he'll be back in a minute. If we don't have John, it's okay. We're still talking sports, everything sports on that one. Matt, I'm going to go to you real quick on this. We saw, My computer is frozen. What in the world? Come on. Matt, you're going to take care of my computer's frozen. I have to log out, okay? You're muted, sir.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Me and Ben take care of it. All right.
We got this.
Yeah, man. So let me pull up my notes real quick so we can pick up where Brandon left off. Let's see. But other than that, man, how was your weekend? Everything was good?
The draft was fantastic.
Oh man, come on.
I would definitely recommend going at least once, and getting to go as a team is going to be great.
For those who don't know, Ben here went to the actual draft, and this actual draft set a record for people in attendance there. I know they kind of mentioned that. Mm-hmm. So you know what? Until Brandon gets back, go ahead and oh man, see, Brandon just kills all the fun.
He's always stealing the thunder, man.
We're about to have Ben detail his experience at the end of the draft.
Yeah, do it, man. Seriously.
You said what?
Do it. I want to hear the details about the draft.
That's what I'm saying. I really want to hear details about the draft too. But John's back, so we might be good to go. Might be good to go.
John, can you hear us? Can you hear us, John? Nope. Okay. We might not have John on tonight, folks. He's having a little bit of errors. It's okay on that one. All right. Did you guys happen to hear the story of what's going on at Texas Tech? Raise your hand if you heard what's going on.
What? The donors gave more oil money to the recruits?
No, it's about a particular quarterback.
Oh, Brendan Sorsby. Yeah.
Yeah, he's being investigated because he gambled.
He must be best friends with Terry Rozier.
that was the stat. Yeah, and it's literally like the number one storyline on there. His Heisman hopes and career in jeopardy of being over with before it's really get going.
You get NIL money. What are you gambling for?
He has checked into a facility though for his gambling addiction. So that's
no. Okay, let's be real here. He's doing that for sympathy purposes only. Come on, man. That's all.
I was about to say, joining the facility ain't going to do squat if you still got bet MGM on your phone. You can still bet while you're sitting there in the
right. Well, let me guess. He bet the under. He bet the under on his rushing yards or something like that.
I don't know. It's a really weird story.
No, he's betting under how many days he's going to be in that facility.
I know, right? It's a really weird story.
Hey, you want to try? John said he's good.
All right, let's go. John, can you hear us, man? Can you hear us? Nope. Can you hear us, John? No. Okay. Dadgummit. All right. Well, that's the case. If we don't have John, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. But I will say this: if this kid, if he's going to have to learn, you have to fall to get back down. You have to fall down to get back up. And if he's not going to get himself the correct way, then he don't need to be playing. So yeah, it's really disappointing. Hey guys, we want to give a special shout out before we go to our sports stories segment. I want to give a special shout out to everybody that has helped the Sportz Nutz grow. Today is a monumental number. We're 8,726 subscribers, 822,591 views to be precise. This is pretty exciting news on the fronts for the Sportz Nutz, but there's more. We are revamping the website. Yes, nuttysportstalk.com is going to get an entire new facelift, which, by the way, if you guys can see our little guy in the corner, it's our logo. Matt has updated our logo with he looks more like a person now instead of just there. So yeah, we're really sorry, John just texted me. But yes, we're doing a lot of good things. Our website, you're going to be able to watch all of our old and archived episodes of the show. Plus, we will be airing live on there every episode now. You can also catch up on all of our shorts that are going to be on there. We are going to have a store. Yes, we actually have a store where you can buy your Sportz Nutz merchandise, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it. We will have it on there. We will have a spot to also we have a couple professional photographers. They're going to post their pictures on there. You have a chance to buy them from them as well. What's really cool in that one, you will also go to one of our pages. We'll have our bios for everybody with the show. You will also have a section with all of our partners. You can check out their YouTube channel. You can check out their websites, people who are partnered with us. So that's really exciting on that front there. Let's see here. You're going to also, we are going to have, the reason why John is not coming because they're having bad weather there right now. That he literally just said we're having bad storms. So it's okay. But y'all, we are going to even have sports journalists. We're having 5 journalists. We already have 2. We have a third one possibly coming soon. That is all they're going to cover is just sporting events. So you're going to see us cover Chicago sports, Tampa sports. We're going to try and get more to the West Coast as well. So they will be writing sports reports, summaries for the sporting events. We will be credentialed for those. There's going to be so much more coming about. Yes, Matt's going to have to work double overtime now to make sure all his shorts are produced and put out there. But, what are your thoughts on this, Ben? I know I told you some good news today. We can't share that yet. But what are your thoughts on the fact that we are about to go basically even more viral with our website?
Well, first off, I just want to thank all the people, all the love and support, man. We could not grow without y'all. And that's just the truth. We can sit here and ramble and talk for, hours, days. But without the support and without the views and without the sharing by y'all, we wouldn't be where we are. So, just thank y'all from the bottom of my heart personally. I will say this, the growth that we're experiencing as a show is just, it's humbling. It's certainly humbling. Just to kind of see where we come from, and I kind of joined the show a little bit more recent. But even since I've been here, it's just been awesome to watch it get to where it is now, and excited to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm really honored. I'm pleased. Everything that's been transpiring. Matt, unmute yourself. Tell us what your thoughts are on the fact that we are taking the next steps with this show.
Well, man, it's it's like the tortoise in the hare. Just slow and steady wins the race. Me being the tortoise and you being the hare, Brandon. Especially
you're the pessimistic person. I'm the optimistic.
Especially in the beginning, when you just numbers. Once you learn, hey man, just slow down and just take it one day at a time, and just be patient. Guys, everybody's podcasting now. Everybody's doing things now. It's just consistency and staying with it. If you can be consistent, it's great. And with us 3, me, you, Shane, at first, and then I with Ben. Like I said, we're interchangeable parts, man. If somebody's not here, somebody's going to be here. The show's always going to be here. That's one thing you can count on. The show's always going to be here. So, I will say as expected. Can't wait for the website to come up. But this is what you expected, and this is what you want when you start doing these things or these type of things. You start wanting. You start, imagining yourself having success. Albeit the minimalist of success to the most maximum success that you'll see. Either way, any success is good success. So, man, just happy to kind of be part of it and just going to keep it moving every day.
Yeah, we're really excited for the future of this show. And now comes the next segment of the show. It is the sports story segment, where usually we'll give you all sports stories. Shane is not here tonight, so Matt is going to be the first with the sports stories. And, Matt just muted his mic. So, Matt, unmute and tell us your sports story, man. As long as it's not Bronny James.
It's not Bronny James. Instead, we're going to LeBron James. Guys,
you can do that.
At the beginning of the playoffs, of course, my sports stories are going to be NBA playoffs until the championship. That's just how it's going to be, guys. But the one I'm going to give you today, the Los Angeles Lakers, they have pushed the Houston Rockets to the edge of elimination with the 3-1 series lead, with Houston winning big. But we know that's only because the Lakers wanted to win at home. But we'll let that go. But it's just how Los Angeles has managed to take control of the series despite key injuries. And when you say key injuries, you might think of a power forward here or a role player here. No, we're talking catastrophic injuries with Doncic, the league's and the NBA's leading scorer, and Austin Reeves, another 20-point scorer. Both dealing with injuries, With that being said, many thought that the Lakers were going to be vulnerable, especially with Kevin Durant on the other end. Instead, the Lakers responded like a veteran contender.
Didn't Kevin Durant injured too?
Yes, he is injured, but the Lakers have leaned on toughness, defense, and championship level composure to seize command of the series. But at the center of everything is a 41-year-old LeBron James.
The
41-year-old LeBron James. I think he's past unk status now, man. I think he's is he OG level now? Anyways, guys, once again,
did you really just ask that? Oh my God.
Hey man,
he's the Godfather now.
This age gap. Hey guys,
say it right now. The Godfather.
Yeah, the Godfather. LeBron's elevated his play to when the stakes rose the highest, man. I mean, he's controlled tempo, organized the offense. He's delivered timely scoring whenever Houston threatened to build momentum. In moments, where young teams panic, LeBron has kept the Lakers steady. The absence and limited status of Doncic and Reeves has forced the other Lakers, to step into bigger roles. And when I say step into bigger roles, Bronny James's minutes have went from like 5 minutes to 15 minutes a night, and he's making some nice passes and making the right plays, making good reads on defense. DeAndre Ayton's grabbing boards. People are stepping up, but the Houston series has to be very frustrating. No Durant. You had Durant all year, and then now it's time when it's time for the playoffs to start. Durant's he's not playing, which is weird because
he's doing the Bueller call. Bueller.
There was really no injury going into the playoffs. There really wasn't an injury on Durant unless I missed it. Nobody said anything about an injury that was going on with Durant. But anyways, Rockets now face a near impossible task, beating a battle-tested Laker team, meaning just LeBron James is battle-tested, beating a battle-tested LeBron James team. They're going to have to make it interesting. Durant needs to play. If Durant doesn't play the next game, then I think the Lakers are going to actually advance to the next round. Yeah, Durant might not be coming back to the team at all.
He's injured.
Yeah, injured, sure.
That's always the answer. He's always injured somehow or another.
This is crazy.
Did he get a hangnail and it cost him his season?
Again, I don't know what the injury is, but no matter how you slice it, you got to give props to a 41-year-old man who's leading a team.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm actually 42 though.
Hey man,
I turned 42 the other day. I appreciate you for giving me the shout out though, because I know I'm leading this team great. We're taking stabs. I take stabs.
As you notice, Brandon's the only one laughing there.
But Ben's smiling. But guys, we also we heckle each other. I heckle Matt all the time.
With you.
Whatever. I heckle Matt all the time. That's because I've known Matt for so long. Ben, do you have a sports story you'd like to share with us?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I want to draw attention to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I want to give shout out to not just the Eagles, but to Howie Roseman. This man, and I'm going to give y'all an example here in just a minute, a real world example. That brother is playing chess. The rest of the NFL is playing checkers. And I'm not talking about the Mekhi Lemon draft pick. That was great. And I was standing in the midst of Steelers fans who were actually crying that he traded up for Mekhi Lemon. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that he's now, for the second time since he's been the GM for the Eagles, he went and drafted a player from the IPP. Now, what is the IPP, you may ask? That's the International Players. I think it's called International Players Performers, I believe. But it's so basically what it is in 2017 the NFL introduced this platform for international players to make a name for themselves, to be able to get into the draft. And so in 2018 he drafted who is now probably a top 3 left tackle in football, Jordan Mailata. And guess what? He drafted him in the 7th round. Yes, pathway. Thank you, Jerry. So thanks for the assist on that one. So now, guess who they drafted in the 7th round this weekend? Another player from the IPP, defensive tackle by the name of Umar Bernard. And here's what's interesting about him: brother has never played a single game of football. He will be in the NFL playing his very first down of football. And I'm telling you, man, if this guy turns out to be a superstar, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. be the second time that Howie Roseman drafted a superstar from the 7th round in the international waters.
Wow.
Howie Roseman, I think that guy is going to go down as a top 2 or 3 GM of all time, if he isn't already.
I like that.
Oh, no,
That's a
no,
pretty
no,
good one.
no. But Brandon, that guy he's talking about, they put his measurables up, man. He's
I know.
I saw it on the draft. He's right there with Myles Garrett as far as measurables go.
Oh,
But
come
we'll
on.
see.
He's not going to be as good as Myles Garrett, man.
Hey, but what if he is?
He won't be.
I'm gonna coin
Garrett's
a
a top
phrase.
2 or 3 defensive end of all time, in my opinion.
I'm gonna coin a phrase for you, Matt, and you know this
At least
so
top.
well. Shout out to the great late Vince Lombardi. If ands and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a merry little Christmas.
That is true.
So he used a little bit of a dirty word, but I'm not going to use that there. So, but yes, don't live in the land of what if, because you never know until you know. Anybody can do anything at any given time. But Ben, that's a great story. I like it. Thank you. My sports story is kind of it's kind of sports, but it's not kind of sports at the same time. iHeartMedia, more specifically iHeartRadio. We broadcast live on iHeart. Shut up, I do. We are, how we broadcast on iHeartRadio. Well, iHeartMedia is in talks to merge with SiriusXM. iHeartMedia, in case you guys don't know, iHeartMedia is actually on the verge of filing bankruptcy again. They came out of it 7 years ago, and their numbers have severely plummeted. SiriusXM is the potential to bail them out. You may or may not. It's not been definitive yet. Jerry just said, Matt, you're my first round pick. But
I'll tell you what, Jay, my arms are longer than your first round pick.
But I will say this: iHeartMedia. We don't know yet. If it happens, it happens. But everything has to correlate with the fact that the Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, has to agree to this merger, but they also have to submit approvals from the Federal Trade Commissions, which is the FTC, about this potential merge, because they don't want to they want to prevent something called a monopoly from happening, which at one time there was 2 phone companies. It was Ma Bell and AT&T, and they were ordered to split. Well, guess what? They're starting to casually come back. You guys just saw got US Cellular merged with T-Mobile. T-Mobile changed their name so many times, but this is going to be interesting to see if we see this happen. Are we seeing the death of iHeartMedia? We don't know yet. If that happens, just think about all the sports shows, podcasts, and like they do live broadcasting with regards to sporting events. They could go away just from this. So we'll stay tuned on that one. It's a very real possibility. So we will keep you updated on that one as well. Now comes everybody's segment. And by the way, Matt, this does not fit the whole screen. Yes, it is the honorable mentions. What we do is we give you 2 to 5 sports stories that the mainstream media doesn't cover enough of, or they just don't cover. But you know what we do, Matt? Why? What is our name?
The Sportz Nutz.
And we are nuts about sports. So we cover them. My first honorable mention goes out to the Utah Mammoth, making team history this past weekend by securing their first ever home playoff victory. More specifically, their first ever playoff victory. Remember, y'all, just a few years ago, they were called the Arizona Coyotes, and they hadn't been to the playoffs in a very long time. But yes, they beat the Vegas Golden Knights by a score of 4-2. Congratulations to the Mammoth, and keep up the success. Matt, what is your first honorable mention, please?
My first honorable mention is going to go to the Atlanta Hawks. And right now they're tied in the series with the Knicks 2-2. But even though they're tied, even if the Hawks don't win, they've done their job. And their job was to frustrate all of the Knicks fans, especially when the Hawks went up 2-1 over the Knicks. We had Knicks fans going irate. And that's one of the few times that I like watching I'm entertained by Stephen A. Smith is whenever the Knicks lose. That's one of the few times I'm entertained by him, man. Great guy, as far as, doing what he's doing. Great guy. But love to see New York fans upset, man. And at the end of the day, is the Hawks did their job. They weren't supposed to win this series, but they did frustrate New York. So if they do win the series, then if plus positive. But we'll see what happens.
Yes, and you're gonna like my second honorable mention, Matt. But Ben, what is your first honorable mention, please?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to start with Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, in his in his game, a few weeks ago, he was pulled, not even a full inning in. I think he allowed 4 runs, if I remember correct. It was, an all-time terrible
7.67 ERA. Yep.
Yeah,
Two-thirds of an inning.
terrible, all-time terrible performance. And definitely, you can make a case Paul Skeens probably worst outing. But since then, over his last 5 games, listen to these numbers now. He has a combined 0.094 ERA. Wow. For reference, the lowest ERA by a pitcher since the live ball era began was a man by the name of Bob Gibson for the St. Louis Cardinals in 1968.
The Gibby.
Guys, 0.094. Talk about bouncing back. That's ridiculous.
That's next level stuff right there. That really is.
Too bad his team ain't very good, but Paul Skeens
right?
is the man.
I think this is his last year in Pittsburgh. I really do.
Oh, dude, yeah. Libby Dunn wants him to go back south. You know that.
She has said he wants him to go to the Atlanta Braves. She has said that from day one that she wants him to go.
If we sign him, I will. God. Oh my gosh, I will be.
Ben, I'll be right there with you in line to get the first to get the jersey, and then 2, I will be at that first game right there. I guarantee you, Matt's gonna be right there too.
I'll buy 2 jerseys, one just for fun.
Gosh, yeah, absolutely. But yes, Paul Skeens, man, he's doing amazing things. And you're right. I hate that he's not playing for a better franchise, a better ran franchise. Just wasted talent right there. Sad.
He's gonna be the next Greg Maddux, baby.
Oh yeah, well, remember Greg started at Chicago Cubs and then came to Atlanta and did all that dominance and finished up in Chicago again. So yeah, we'll see. All right. My second honorable mention, and Matt's going to love this one, goes out to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He was named the 2025-26 Most Improved Player for the year for the Atlanta Hawks. You really got to tip your caps to what is taking place in Atlanta, as Matt has alluded to. This team continues to defy all odds against them, and they are poised to potentially knock the Knicks out of the playoffs. But man, Nickeil Walker, Matt, I can't put into, if you can kind of elaborate, put into perspective the level of amazingness this young man has already done in his short time.
Well, people don't realize he's been in the league for about 6-7 years already. I think he came in the league in the Trae Young draft, or maybe the year after that. I'm not sure. It was around that time. But he went from 9 points a game to 20 points a game. He doubled his scoring average. I don't know what Minnesota was doing. He's the perfect piece to what they needed. Somebody that can space the floor out for Anthony Edwards. But we got him here in Atlanta. He'll probably finish his career here in Atlanta. What he's doing is it's amazing. It's not really done a lot. People don't really double their scoring averages. And it's not like he wasn't getting any PT. He was getting solid minutes off the bench, man, about 20-something minutes a game, so close to that. So, hey, man, shout out to, Naw, as he's into this discussion as a 20-point per game scorer in the NBA, which is very difficult to do.
Yes, really excited to see the future of this franchise. Matt will be the first to tell you I was one of those that I was weary about keeping Quinn Snyder. That has long since faded out of my mind. I think he is doing amazing things. Now, Matt already alluded to, if Atlanta does pull a rabbit out of its hat and they do upset the Knicks, they've already won the playoffs. That is absolutely poised for that's grounds for a championship for them, because they were not going to do anything. Heck, they were barely going to make it into the playoffs. They were at a number 10 seed play-in position. They were barely hanging on by the hair of their chin, and here we are. We're seeing them. And, like Matt said, if they do, this is just added victories, for like personal victories. You knock out, say they do force it to 7 games. Okay. That's 7 games that they didn't think it was going to happen in the first run. Then let's just say they knock off the Knicks. Well, they didn't. No one predicted they're going to win the first round. They did. So, I mean, this is definitely a step in the right direction. So proud for Nickel Walker for getting most improved, and as well as for the Atlanta Hawks. Matt, give us your second honorable mention, please.
My second honorable mention, man, is definitely going to go to the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have come out in support of their wide receiver, Keon Coleman, after that debacle of a season last year with him being in and out of the news, frustrated, benched, and then to the point where people were like, okay, he's about to get traded. But actually, the GM just came out, and said our intention is for Keon to be here. And I think the world of this kid. Hey, man, he was like something about stop calling for him. He's going to do with the Bills. Nobody needs to call for him. He's going to be with us. I think that's a classy move by their GM, man. And I think that should do everything in the world confidence-wise to Keon Coleman. So got to give it to the Bills.
And Jerry approves this message, by the way, Matt. I love it. Ben, give us your second honorable mention, please.
I don't even know if I can give a second honorable mention after that. That's But I'm actually going to bring it back to basketball. Ayu Dosunmu, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday evening. If listen, I may have been at the draft, but that doesn't mean I wasn't paying attention to what else was going on in the sports world. Ayu Dosunmu, no Anthony Edwards, no problem. Scored 43 points, 5 for 5 from 3. You'd have thought the man was Steph Curry. I mean, he wasn't. A lot of those threes were not wide open. At least 2 or 3 of those threes were, hand right here. Brother was just knocking them down. No problem. 12-12 at the free throw line as well. I think Minnesota, man, I think they will end up winning this series even without Ant. But, I am going to say this. The Subaru's going to have to keep shooting like that in order for them to win the second round. And I just don't see that. But, hey, it's a fun story while it lasts. And, 5 for 5 from 3, 43 points, man. Have a day. That's crazy.
That's all that matters too in the long run too, Ben, is if you're gonna do your thing, do it right. Even if it is coming, even if it's short lived.
Speaking of Denver, I'm gonna say Denver is soft. I said it.
You saw how Joker reacts,
but they are soft, especially on defense.
Look at how Joker reacted the other day.
Jokic. Hey, I've been saying this since day one. Jokic is one of the most overrated players in basketball. You know why? Because his defense is garbage. On offense, he's great. On offense, listen, if Jokic was even half as good as he is on offense, on defense, he'd be the best player of all time.
Look, man. This man just averaged a triple-double, man. And it wasn't one of those little pecan triple-doubles. He averaged
you still got to play on the other end.
I understand that 100%. But he was
doesn't have defense anymore.
Center
Jokic
that
never
averaged a triple-double 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row, he averaged a triple-double. Hey, this man's top 5 all time. I'm sorry.
Now, I'm going to go as far to say he is a liability on defense. He's not just bad.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree on that one.
I agree, but his offense, it's kind of like Steph Curry, man. It's kind of like Steph Curry. When your offense or whatever you do is just so great that sometimes, you can have deficiencies somewhere else on defense. You're not going to find
There's a reason Aaron Gordon is guarding the other team's best big. Every time.
Yes. A lot of teams do that to keep their star players out of foul trouble. That's one thing in basketball.
No, it's because Jokic sucks on defense.
He does. I'm not saying he's great on defense. I'm not saying he's great. He has very slow feet. Yes, he does. And he knew in order to stay on the court, he was going to have to bring something else to the table. And he brought playmaking to the table. That's why the team traded Nurkic. They had him and Nurkic. They were going to go with Nurkic, but they saw what Joker brought to the table and they traded Nurkic to Portland. Whatever they sent him to. But Joker brings so much to the table. But he's one of the players you have to build the right team around. Of course, a power forward like Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot, perfect for him because he could just drop off whenever he turns and posts up. Having a playmaker like Jamal Murray is perfect because Jamal Murray doesn't want to pass anyway. He wants to score as a point guard. And then having shooters just around him, man. Joker's going to be he's going to go down as top 5 of all time. At the end of the day, that's where he's going to go down.
His defense, top 10.
His defense is expletive juice. Yes, it is.
So
I'm not gonna dispute that.
We will continue this debate at another time. Absolutely.
You're right. No, you're right, man. His defense is crap. Yes,
Hey, listen,
you
you're
are
not going to get any
absolutely
arguments from me. He's a Hall of Famer.
But sometimes you got to take the good with the bad, man, and just build around that person. They build around Steph Curry. They knew who was going to have a great defense, so they got Draymond there.
He's not up there with
How long
Kobe
have you lived in
and
the South?
MJ, and no shot.
How long have you lived in the South, Matt?
How long have I lived in the South?
Yes.
Since I was 6 years old.
And you still got that northern accent, like you from the. I can't even talk like.
That's because
you got like you ain't in Jersey, man.
That's because all my family and my friends are from up top, man. They're all family and friends are all from up top tills too.
Anyways, my third honorable mention, we're gonna keep it in basketball. My third honorable mention goes out to what happened 30 years ago on Friday. And if you can't read that, I will be happy to share with you. Yes, we were given birth to the NBA Board of Governors gave birth unanimously to the WNBA. Yes, the WNBA was born on April to the 24th, 1998. Congratulations. We have not had seen countless Hall of Famers, legends come from the league. The generational talents like Caitlin Clark. We got to see Lisa Leslie. I mean, heck, even Dawn Staley is mentioned because she was part of the Charlotte Sting. And then, as you guys know, we broke the news about the fact that we are going to see basketball back in Orlando as well as in Miami. So for the WNBA. So congratulations. 30 years ago on Friday, it was when the WNBA was born. Matt, give us your third honorable mention, please.
Absolutely, man. My third honorable mention is going to have to go to Cooper Flag for winning the Rookie of the Year. A lot of people, I don't understand why the discussion was there. It was between him and Knuppel. I don't think it was close, to be honest with you. Knuppel benefited from having dominant ball handlers on his team that found him. He hit threes. And Knuppel's good. Don't get me wrong. He's great. But Cooper Flag was doing things like dropping 50 points, 40 points, playmaker, rebounder. Cooper Flag had to do it all. Very reminiscent of LeBron James' rookie year. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers and look at the team situation. Look at the numbers, look at the team situation. Very, 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 very similar. I won't be surprised if he had a LeBron type career, guys.
Wow.
Here we go
again.
Wouldn't be surprised. Trust me. I see Mark Cuban trying to ease his way back into the Dallas front office. Hey, man. We see it. But hey, man, gotta give it the Cooper Flag, man. Heck of a player.
Ben, give us your third honorable mention, please.
I'm going to go to the college football recruiting world. For those of y'all that are watching the show that are tuned in, that are big college football junkies, the number one quarterback in the 2027 class just committed to the University of Alabama. This now marks the second time in 3 years that the University of Alabama signed the top three, a top three QB in high school. Rich get richer, man. Kalen DeBoer, also just signed a big extension.
I was just about to say he got that big old extension.
Also just signed a huge extension. We'll see. I'm still not 100% sold on him. We'll see. But hey, I will say this: the man can recruit. That we know. Especially quarterbacks. In fact, I dare say there might not be a better recruiter in all of college football in terms of quarterbacks. It's kind of hard to argue you signing two of the top three QBs in 2 or 3 years. I mean, who else does it better? Name a coach.
Why does Matt look like Stephen A. Smith right now? He's gonna talk like him too.
Blasphemy.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
I don't know about all that, man. I mean, he's done a great job since he's been there, man.
He got paid, that's for darn sure.
Yes, he is.
6 years, $87.5 million, right?
Yeah, man. Well, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I can't. Let's see what kind of career these quarterbacks have first, man. Let's see. Let's see what's gonna do. I think they're gonna be good, though. I think they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. But that kind of goes against the whole Alabama stigma. Have a game manager, but then have a big beast.
Hey, Nick Saban started that though. Tua started that.
Yeah. When he beat UGA, yep.
Jared just said
Freeman
Marcus
deserves a
Freeman
ton of
turns a ton of credit. Yeah, he does for what he has done. Absolutely. My fourth honorable mention goes out to the WNBA preseason. It got underway over the weekend. We're one step closer to watching women's regular season basketball. I'm actually pretty excited. You know, we're hitting a literal version of a dead zone, but there's still a lot of good fun sports to watch. So shout out to the WNBA on that one. Matt, give us your fourth and final honorable mention, please.
Oh man, I'm tapped out. I'm done with. I have no more.
Ben, what about you? Do you have any more you want to give?
No, I'll be honest. Matt stole my fourth.
I know I stole somebody's with the Cuban flag thing.
I was going to talk about
somebody's
flag, but you know,
I knew I took somebody's.
Yeah, because Ben did mention it on the group text message. He's got he was talking about it. So
well, see, he don't do that because he don't pay attention. So he don't look at the group chat.
He doesn't pay attention. You're right though.
Remember. First of all, Ben took mine last week.
I took Ben's as well. I took Ben's.
Yeah, remember Ben? You took my honorable mention last week.
The Matt trying to button up his
the last episode I was on
his blazer.
You didn't know I was going to talk about it, but you know, Wemby Defensive Player of the Year, man. That's what it was. The Wemby Defensive Player of the Year one.
Oh boy, it never seems to fail with you, man. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to win Defensive Player of the Year when you're averaging like 10 blocks a game.
For real.
I mean,
for real.
All right. This was actually a really good episode, but I want to get everybody a round of. We need to get everybody. First off, some big news for our guy Matt. Let's all give Matt a congratulations as he is officially the chief executive producer of the show. Ben also has officially been given a title. It is the Sportz Nutz Sports Guru Carnosaur. As you guys have already heard, Ben likes to debate sports. So if you're going to debate, be prepared. Ben's going to counteract with you always. So congratulations to both of them for their newest positions, and we're really excited for the future. What a fun episode this was. Thank you goes out to everybody for letting us bend your ears. It really does mean the world to us that you entrust us for those 90 minutes. We are honored that we have 8,726 subscribers on YouTube. We can't wait for the day that we tell you we've cracked the 10,000 subscriber mark and hit the 1 million views. And we can promise you that it will be a time to celebrate with you when we hit those numbers. I also want to let everybody know what is coming up for the future of episodes. All right. So let me pull up right here as I completely forgot to add it on that one. All right. Let's go to the bottom. Sorry. Bad radio. I apologize to you guys on this one. Also want to let everybody know the contest has ended. We will be posting for the potential for 1 to 2 new segments. We will be posting the poll out for you. The guys do have a list of all of them. I need to get them to Ben. They will tell me which ones to add into that they would like to vote for the poll. And then you guys can vote and you tell us who you think or which segments you'd like to see in the show. All right. So we have episode 223. It is on Wednesday, the 29th. Our good friend Tony Gladstone joins us to talk baseball. It's our weekly Tony Talk Baseball. Really excited to have him on. We always have a good time with Tony. And for whatever reason, you guys enjoy him too, because we've had almost 200,000 views alone on him. So congratulations to Tony. Friday, episode 224. This is going to be a real treat. It's May the 1st. We have the former University of Hawaii president, Mr. Ben Jay, joining the show. To put this in perspective, I haven't talked to Ben since the 2010-2011 football season. That's how long it's been. But really excited to have him on. You will see everybody, including the guy who doesn't know how to show up to anything, to his own wedding even, and Matthew Thomas. And then episode 225, Monday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, he won't show up to his own wedding either when he does get married. But may the 4th be with you. Yes, we are joined, of course. Hopefully John will be with us. We will talk MLS with him. And also, this is going to be a first for the Sportz Nutz. We have an MLS team. Yes, it is FC Cincinnati. The PA announcer, Ethan Hersig, is going to join the show to talk to us about what else? Soccer. Really excited about that one. So as you guys see, we have a lot of good things coming up for you all. We are diligently always looking for more guests. So if you know anybody who would like to be a guest, send them our way. Brandon Keeler on radio@gmail.com. Again, you can even message Matt, but you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than having Matt respond to anything. So yeah. But you can message Ben, you can message Shane, myself, whatever, and we will be happy to answer any and all questions.
If so, Brandon Keeler, you're not getting an answer.
You're so funny. I answer all the time. With that being said, for everybody who tuned in tonight to the show, who will be tuning in the days to come, to our international audience, thank you guys so much. Matt, give everybody your final goodbyes, and please let everybody know when you will put out more shorts and if you're even going to join us on our next episode, please.
Man, you full of them today, huh?
I know, aren't I?
Yes, man. Nah, man. Of course, guys, follow the rules, man. Don't get flagged in the game of life. Do your thing. Shane's not here to put the police lights on today, so I won't go into detail. But nah, man, just make sure you guys have a good week. Eat your vegetables.
What? That was the most random. This is Matt's sad attempt to try to be a parent again because he hasn't been a new parent for well over 10 years. So he's about to become a new one again. So it's all a new ballpark for him.
Getting to vegetables, baby.
And we will be the first to broadcast when he calls us saying, please help me. I'm so tired. I haven't slept. Because you know what they say though, Matt?
Well, what's that?
If it's not the first one, it's your second one. That's 200% your exact image you were when you were a kid and then some. And I can attest to that because my second child, yeah, she can be a pain in the butt. But I love her, but she can be a pain in the butt. Ben, give everybody your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Yeah. Once again, thank everybody for the love and support. Thank y'all for just, tuning in each and every show. It's a real honor and a privilege to be able to provide content for y'all. It's nothing but love over here. And everybody be safe this week. Stay safe. There's a lot of storms going on out there. A lot of states dealing with tornadoes, stuff like that. If your local authorities tell you to duck and cover, to go hide under a bridge, hide in your basement, listen to them. Don't play around with that stuff. Tornadoes are no joke. And, everybody stay safe out there. God bless.
And don't go hiding under a bridge during a tornado. That's a no-no. I love it. Hey, real quick, let's give a special shout out to our guy, Bobby at Kalama's Cuisine. He is our paying sponsor. If you guys would like some more information about how Bobby can help with your catering events, send us a message, Brandon Keeler on radio@gmail.com, and we'll give you ways to get in touch with Bobby. So I want to get this special out. And as I always tell you guys, peace up, A-Town down Why it's the greatest sports today was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. And then also we will see you on Wednesday. It will definitely be me. Ben will not, because Ben has obligations he attends to every Wednesday. And nothing wrong with that. Glad that Ben is with us. And Matt hopefully will be there. He'll definitely be with us on Friday because Ben J is going to be on the show. So we're really excited about that one. Until then, you guys have a fantastic evening and enjoy this outro that Matt made. And again, Matt will have new shorts coming out. Until then, love each other and good night. Bye.